in relation to Chris Anderson's age by comparison to some of the young a team that has never reached a cup final. There's the full Newtown readout, and I'm advised there could be even a further change to that, with Les Mara on the reserve bench, and John Strandon will play on the wing, with Michael Ryan and Michael Pobji being the fifth scrum of the match. 2-2 at the moment. Now 3-2 as Sigsworth slides over for the first try. The man we were just listening Keith Barnes talk about very shortly. Wilson, O'Grady coming up Sigsworth fast. Oh dear, that pass nearly knocked his head off. Steve Mullen turning the bench into attack. It was a ridiculously hard pass. It hit Sigsworth under the chin, and you'd swear blind he'd been hit by Larry Holmes. Now it's been knocked down by Newtown, and Anderson knocks on. Well, there was a perfect opportunity for Canterbury there. Had in at that particular club's league's club, just simply as a Mother's Day gesture. One lucky mum at each ground will win that prize this weekend. So it's Chris Hughes, now Baker, now Mortimer. Well, that must have been very close to a shepherd. This is Steve Want, and 6 more tackles, says referee John Gosher. Chris Hughes, Mark Hughes. Baker, Peter Mortimer. 5 tackles gone. Mark Hughes to the corner. He's picked up a player on the inside, Dennis Donahue, and he's gone around to make it almost certainly a 5-pointer. The young Bulldogs have struck back.
They've got an enthusiastic bunch of youngsters, and now trailing 7 points to 5, they probably give themselves a real opportunity of winning the game, particularly as Teddy Glossop said, that they have the advantage of a good breeze down there on the ground, which we can't really see from up here.
So Armstrong, who converted the Donahue try, plays it outside the 22. And now they're running with a hell of a lot of gusto, Canterbury. Their number 16, John Kasparian, making a good bust. Chris Hughes. Ken Wilson is down injured for Newtown. Canterbury down by 2. Playing Newtown in possession, so now is as good a time as any. I'm sure it will be, as Michael Pittman sends Michael Ryan into a big gap. He's run out of support. Nobody there. Now there is. Mel Graham's up in the attack. Put down 11 metres out, but he's knocked on. Canterbury was really only probably 3 faces that we've grown accustomed to. Oh, a mistake by Canterbury, and now they've bombed it, Newtown. Dean Lance was into the open. To the voluntary errors. 7-5, Newtown leading. 4 minutes out from the 3-quarter break. Differential to Newtown. Wilson finding touch. Only about 15 metres from the Canterbury line. Now, thanks to the people at Tweed Heads who looked after us last Wednesday, as Bowden goes ahead, 5 metres out from the line. Wilson, 15 is Craig Ellis. Sigsworth looking for his second. He almost was through. Wilson. This is a chance. Standen Yes, it's a try. Beautiful pass by Ken Wilson, putting John Standen into the left hand. And so often tonight we've seen Canterbury on an early tackle, frittering away possession and putting pressure on themselves. There's an arm in that scrum. It's a Canterbury arm too. So a differential to Newtown. So we can keep our eyes open for a drop goal attempt. Wilson is out there doing plenty of talking, a lot of talking, Ken Wilson, to various players. Bowden, 2 metres out. Blythe will have a run. He's run as the foil. Wilson sweeping it across to Sigsworth. Bowden. Oh, popped up there for Michael Ryan. And Newtown now seemingly with the seal on the match at 13 points to 5.
And he was very...
A reminder that next week we see the first of the second qualifying round matches. This man is Dean Lance, a strong run, taking play within 9 metres. Bowden getting involved. Craig Ellis. Wilson. Graham. Flicking it back. That's a great pass. It's a fair try. Ken Wilson has scored. You see it again, Mel. Goodness gracious, was that a bit of quick thinking, or what was it? See it on the head-on. This boy from the country, Mel Graham, first of all, comes from the right flank inside Wilson and is grasped but not held. Watch it now. He couldn't have known that he was there, surely.
No, unless Wilson called for it, of course, and then they took the calculated gamble. But obviously, this is the type of form now that Newtown must have shown last weekend when they put the cleaners through Illawarra. They started off in this particular vein, then they went to sleep in the second and third quarters for mine, and of course that try that they scored early in the final quarter certainly set them alight again.
But haven't we seen two magnificent passes to score those 2 tries in the final?
Oh yes,
quarter,
certainly,
indicating that Newtown can do it with as many frills as the best of them.
Of course they can, but they're content for most of the game to play around a pack of forwards that to my mind anyhow had the advantage over this makeshift Canterbury combination, and I didn't think the drive was in their forwards, but there's been a bit more drive from the likes of Bowden and Blythe in this final quarter. I thought Pittman was their best player, and he hasn't come out for the final 20 minutes.
So Wilson straight on line. Newtown leading by 20 points to 5 now. 20 points to 5. Wilson has kicked 4 out of 5. The cheer girls are happy.
And now I suppose you're looking at a position that Canterbury are pretty vulnerable now for this next clash, next round clash.
Well, that's right.
They're
yeah.
15 points.
Of course, the KB Cup is almost on a promotion and relegation system these days, with 2 teams saying goodbye at the end of the first qualifying round, and Canterbury are perilously close to being one of those 2 sides, and Sigsworth is out to try and get rid of them forever, so it would seem. The bad news is that Ken Wilson is down in pain in the back play. 4 tries to Newtown now. Sigsworth, Standen, Ryan and Wilson. And Wilson has kicked 4 out of 5, so he's got a personal tally of 11 in the match. He's having a nice old few days, Ken Wilson. What did he score against Illawarra? 24 against them out of, what, 54? Or 51? And he's picked up Sigsworth, who, if he hadn't have lost his footing, was going to be very hard to stop. Sigsworth playing it to Mara. Now to Wilson. O'Grady cut out. 17. Running with the ball for Newtown. Picking up Michael Ryan. A flick pass for Mal Graham, who's held on the 22 line. Mark O'Brien is on for Newtown. Bowden's put it behind him. Play on, says referee John Gosher. Players on the Canterbury 22. 20 points to 5. Newtown breezing on now to almost certainly a quarter-final berth in the KB Cup.
Yes, Ryan, I have to agree with your comments that that Newtown certainly have the ability in attack and to play the type of football that we see now in this final 20 minutes. It's just taken them 40 minutes to come alive.
Mark Bugden is on for Newtown. That's him standing next to Graham O'Grady. Is Mark a brother of Jeff Bugden, who's gone to Parramatta? Right. So there's been plenty of changes made. This is Craig Ellis. The bomb from Wilson. O'Brien, to my way of thinking, is offside. And it's Steve Blight who's tackled a metre out. A Canterbury player down injured in the back play. Ken Wilson swarmed over by the Bulldogs. Mara to O'Grady. A quick ball to Ryan. Mal Graham had to go back for it. Canterbury player I'm telling you about called for a replacement. O'Grady tackled 15 metres out. And in fact they've called for a stretcher. Wilson, a drop goal just to rub salt into injury. And it's successful, so 21 points to 5 now. Canterbury player is on his feet now. He refused the stretcher. It's Ian Lloyd, the hooker. 14 goes out. Paul Gearan. From behind, you'd swear blind it was Steve. Sigworth coming out with it. It's Lance. (21 to 5). Newtown as safe as a bank now. Bowden. Ryan. Sidworth. O'Grady. Inside. Graham. And this is a magnificent Newtown try. Pobji goes in to score. Oh, that really was some classical stuff from the Jets. With Ken Wilson having scored half those points, he must certainly be a front runner for the Man of the Match award, jointly sponsored by National Panasonic and Electronic Sales and Rentals. There's the siren. Not going to have to wait very long to find out, are we? So Newtown 26, Canterbury 5. My thanks to Keith Barnes and to our special guest tonight, Frank Hyde. As we take this break, we'll be back with details for the Singapore Airlines Superstar and the National Panasonic Man of the Match Awards in just a moment.